are now at step 3, which is binding off. And what binding off is when you finish knitting your swatch or your project, you need to get the stitches off the needles. And you can't just pull your needle out because they'll all come undone eventually, and that will ruin your project. So we need to do a process which just takes the stitches off the needle, and it's really similar to casting on. So it's really, really easy. You can do this on the right side or the wrong side of the work depending on your pattern, but for your swatch it doesn't really matter. The first thing you're going to do is just knit 2 stitches, and you can do this any way you want, continental or English, it doesn't matter. You have 2 stitches on your right hand needle and the rest of your stitches on your left hand needle. You then take your left hand needle and just put it in the first stitch that's on the right hand needle, and you're going to pull it over the second stitch and then slip the left hand needle off and just give it a tug. So we went from 2 stitches to 1. We're just going to do that all the way across the row. And every time you have 2 stitches on your needle, you just take the first stitch that is on the right hand needle and slip it over like that. I'm just going to keep going. You see, it creates a nice little edge there. That's called the bind off edge. You want to go until you reach until you have 1 stitch left. Okay, so I have 1 stitch left on my left hand needle. I'm just going to knit that onto the right hand needle. Slip that stitch over. Okay, and so there's 1 stitch left. Then what you're going to do is just take your yarn and leave about 6 to 8 inches cut, and you can do this with your blunt end needle, but you don't have to. And all you do is just kind of loosen that, tug on it, then going to take your end and just feed it through and tie a knot. And there you go. We have now finished our swatch and binded off all our stitches.